Good evening. The subject I want to tackle with you tonight is lighter than robotics, Syria. It's actually about you. I want us to go through the different steps I think people have to go through when they consider a change. I will relate change to a very strong concept, the comfort zone. What is the comfort zone? Well, there are a lot of definitions of comfort zone. One maybe would be that a comfort zone is a way of working where you don't have a lot to do to gain small results and weak satisfaction. I can promise you now, I'm far away from my comfort zone right now. It's quite new for me. But is it fun? It is. Am I winning something? Tomorrow on LinkedIn I'll add I'm a conferencer. I'm winning right now something, okay? What I want to do is really go through the different steps of change and try to illustrate that with what I've done in my short career, but quite varied career. It's true, I moved from consultancy to investment bank to now to entrepreneurship at Deliveroo. Which are, according to me, the three steps. One, you need to think when do I have to change? Secondly, how do I have to change? And the last point is really the jump, dare to change. So as I said, the comfort zone is the zone you are in when you're comfortable, as it's indicated in the name. Your work gives you small satisfaction, and at a certain point, you need to realize something. You need to be able to ask yourself a couple of questions. Do I still learn? And I'm more speaking to early young people that have like an early career, young career. Am I still learning? How steep is my learning curve? When I join the company I'm now working for, am I still working towards the goals I have? You don't only have to change a career, to move from comfort zone, you can also enlarge it, take other responsibilities. And I think people do not often have the time, do not often take the time to question themselves. Am I still really in a position where I can grow? And I think that really that's something very important. I used to work at Deloitte. I worked there for 3 years. The last 6 months I was working at the European Commission, where middle of the financial crisis, so there was almost nothing as a development possible. I lost the will to go the extra mile. I could really realize there was something wrong. And I started questioning myself, but am I actually still learning something? When the question too often actually became no, I considered change. What I did is actually I decided to change completely, to go to finance, to go to investment banking, to go to London, the mecca of finance, really to change lifestyle, to work very hard, to become a specialist, to go to see people. It allowed me to work with the brightest people. But was it a good choice? I'll tell later. But at least I thought of it. The second part is about I'm now confident I need to change. Now, how am I going to change? The person on that picture is Kenny Bailey, a Belgian athlete, Red Bull athlete, 6-time trial biking world champion that I had the opportunity to meet at Deliveroo because we did a little marketing stunt with him. And he did a movie about balance. And he says in his movie, in order to achieve new things, before succeeding, you need to find the perfect balance. And I think that in your reflection of what do I want to change, you need to keep that balance side in your head. On different aspects. Balance the pros and cons of changing. Am I going to change for something really better? Or am I just convincing myself that it will be better? Balancing all the options. I have several options in front of me. Which one am I going to choose? Even balancing your own ecosystem. And that's the mistake I've maybe done with investment banking. I was so thrilled to change, to succeed, to change. I had so much energy that actually I forgot that besides work, there was some other stuff. I lost sight of my friends. I could barely see my soon-to-become wife because I was working 20 hours a day. And that's something I lost. And at a certain point, luckily, thanks to them, I could realize that I was missing something. And I started to consider my options. Did I do that? network. You need to use your network, question people, talk to people. And thanks to that, I realized that private equity was actually a very nice option. Finance, management, really steep learning curve, so, but fantastic. And I did the move. Last step that you have to consider is the jump. You now decided, I'm going to change. You decided what you are going to do. You talk to people, everybody agrees with you, it's a great idea, but then you have to do it. And there you're alone. Like Felix there on his little space shuttle, you have to jump. You're there, okay, do I do it or don't I do it? It's a very, very strong feeling of doing that. I think that people that already resigned know what I'm talking about. It's a mixed feeling. You're happy, very happy, but you're afraid. You feel light, I'm going to change, but am I going to disappoint my former team? It's very, very difficult to be able to know in advance is it a good decision or not. People will do mistakes. You will do mistakes. I did mistakes. As long as we learn from it, it's not a mistake. Anyway, there you are there, and you need to jump. The biggest jump I had to do myself was Deliveroo. As I told you, I was having a very nice career in private equity, working decent hours. I love the topic, love the subject, finance, very action-oriented, very nice. And on Tuesday evening, I go on Facebook and I see a friend posting on Facebook, hey, I'm looking for somebody to become GM of a very nice startup we are financing. He was working at Index Ventures. Is somebody interested from my network? I'm looking consultancy, investment banking type of profile. I reach out to him and I say, okay, I have this friend who just stopped his startup. He's looking for a job, so consider him. He might be a good fit. He has the experience of a startup, wants to work in Belgium, might be a good fit, but just out of curiosity, send me the job spec. I love to read job specs, it's always interesting. And I read that. The moment I read it, I knew something was happening. The problem is then, you're like, okay, but I love my job, it seems interesting, let's go for it. Sending a CV is never a mistake and is never too much of a commitment. Send my CV. What happens is they reach out to me and I have a couple of interviews with them, with Deliveroo. 2 weeks later, I meet the CEO, Will. I go to London, I meet him. Bright guy, super guy, love his vision, love the concept. I love everything from the company. Would be a fantastic opportunity for me, again, learning curve through the roof, management, a dream. And they make an offer. Damn it, now I have to choose. Am I going to change a career where I have stability? I still have potential. I have a lot of good things. I have decent hours. To change to something completely new, a startup, so by definition, something that is a bit wibbly. I will have to create my team, okay, completely new for me. Am I going to do that? So I tell him, listen, Will, I'm really honored by the offer. Let me take a week to think. And he says, that's the issue. We are a bit on a tight schedule. I need an answer by Wednesday. We were Monday. I called my wife and tell her, I think you need to book your Tuesday night because we might have to choose together what will be my biggest decision yet on a professional basis in one night. Now, afterwards, honestly, it's something I'm using now in my team because I'm convinced that in 2 nights, you take the same decision as in 15 days. The only thing, it goes faster. And we sat together, and we took the decision, and as everybody does when you have to take a big decision, you always start with the negative points. Why shouldn't I do it? Love the industry. I'm a foodie, I think people can say that. Love the guys, love the team, damn it. Okay, long working hours. I've done investment banking, so I know how to manage that. Okay, let's do it. And I decided to launch Deliveroo in Brussels. Do I regret the choice I did? Never. Deliveroo in Belgium is now 2 cities, a great team of 21 people. A part is here in the room, so it makes it easy for me to give them some compliments. We have 400 bikers in Belgium, 250 restaurants that are working with us, a growth that is also going through the roof. It's a fantastic experience, really. So I was lucky to be at the exact time on a Tuesday evening on Facebook to see that. I took the jump, and for the moment, I don't regret it. So, just to summarize what I said, and I hope that's the key message I want to pass, especially to the young people. Do ask you some questions to yourself. Be self-critical. Every now and then, every 6 months, be able to ask yourself, am I still moving forward? Am I still moving in the right direction? Once the answer will be no, please consider balance the options. And lastly, do take the jump, because I'm convinced that here in the room, for somebody at least, it might be the time to change. Thank you very much.